Welcome back to Venkanna English Guru. Friends, we have started a topic called TS Eliot. And in my previous video, where I actually spoke about T.S. Eliot, a kind of little bit introduction, where is he actually from, and what are his writing, and where did he actually began his writing. So all that we had discussed, okay, and who were his close associates, and all those aspects. Friends, in this video, we are going to talk about what are his popular writings and what are his popular poems, popular drama or plays, and what are his popular essays that were actually composed, you know. So, and people ask when you are writing different examinations, there are a number of questions on the organization, the chronological order of plays composed by T.S. Eliot, and the first popular dramatic monologue composed by T.S. Eliot, and the popular work like The Wasteland, non-fiction works like traditional individual talent and selected essays or critical essays or metaphysical poets. So there are plenty of essays that were actually composed by T.S. Eliot and where he actually introduced different literary techniques. So I'm going to give you some little bit introduction about the chronological order of the works composed by T.S. Eliot. So in this video, friends, remember, so T.S. Eliot as and the popular works of T.S. Eliot, remember. So very important, my friends. There were plenty of bits previously. Once you check the previous examinations like JL or DL or NET examination and set different sets examination, Prufrock's poems are associated with T.S. Eliot. Prufrock. Sweeney, the poems like Sweeney, it's a popular character which is created by T.S. Eliot, and there are plenty of poems and composed on the title Sweeney. So Sweeney poems are associated with T.S. Eliot. And the symbolism, French symbolism, the one of the popular writers of 20th century combined the concepts of French symbolism. Who is that writer? Identify T.S. Eliot. Like that, plenty things, friends, you talk about, and you have plenty. So see, Prufrock and other observations. The love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, as I told you previously, this is considered to be the first 20th century first greatest dramatic monologue. 20th century, the greatest dramatic monologue, that is the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock and Portrait of a Lady. Remember, confuse the title, this is also very important. Portrait of Artist as a Young Man, written by James Joyce. Portrait of a Lady, it's a poem written by T.S. Eliot. And Aunt Helen and Gerunchen and Sweeney among the Nightingale, the Hippopotamus. Next, Whispers of Immortality and Mr. Eliot's Sunday morning service as and a cooking egg. Like these are some of the poems composed by T.S. Eliot in 1920 and during the World War One, and The Wasteland, very popular work. Friends, I will definitely do and create two. I will take minimum two or three very detailed kind of comprehensive lectures on The Wasteland, and how you will get bits based on The Wasteland in different competitive examinations. I'll talk about. Stay tuned. So The Wasteland, not in this video, maybe next video, not next video, maybe the other. So next video is going to be T.S. Eliot as a critic. We'll talk later. So The Hollow Man and Aerial Poems. Jenny of the Maggie, very important, this title. Jenny of the Maggie. Friends, Jenny of the Maggie and The Wasteland, Hollow Man, and a song of and Simeon, Ash Wednesday, very popular work composed by T.S. Eliot. And Old Possums, Book of Practical Cats, 4 quartets, very important text, 4 quartets. Another important text. And earliest works, so those were all poetry, and this is related to prose. The Birds of Prey, a short story, 1905, A Tale of Well. Next, or else you can see, friends, a man who was king, the wine and the Puritans, the point of view. Point of view, friends, here you need to understand, and people, we talk about as part of fiction, what is technique of narration, what is point of view, and how different fictions are to be composed by different writers. and that is actually discussed by this writer. Gentlemen and Seamen, Egoist. Okay, some of the popular prose writings and poems, A Fable of Feasts, and works like, and if time and space, as sages say, song, if space and time, as sages say, before morning, and Sir's palace, song, when we came home across the hill, on a portrait, and nocturne, and Homeresque, and spleen, Castle Ode. These were some of the works composed by T.S. Eliot, and very, very important text, that is the popular works like the popular plays composed by T.S. Eliot. Friends, you need to remember a code like SRMF CCE, because that I have created long back to remember the works of T.S. Eliot, all plays. So yes, Sweeney Agnostis, The Rock, Murder in the Cathedral, The Family Reunion, Cocktail Party, Confidential Clerk, Elder Statesman. So simply SRMF CCE. Remember. So cocktail and cocktail, confidential. You just remember COC, chronological, the alphabetical order, cocktail, confidential. That's it. Simple. And one of the major important works, please, Murder in the Cathedral. Very, very important, which you read as part of different examinations. These are popular plays, my friends. Next, non-fiction, when we talk about, and tradition and individual talent, very, very popular work. And Sacred Wood, friends, remember, very, very important text, the Sacred Wood. This subtitle is very, very important. Essays on poetry and criticism, where he actually talks about, friends, as I told you, next video is going to be T.S. Eliot critic, where I talk about what are the critical techniques that are that are created, introduced by T.S. Eliot, and which texts, in which essays. Hamlet and his problems, very, very, very popular dialogue. And Shakespeare's where he makes a popular dialogue and where he criticizes the plays composed by T.S.E. and composed by William Shakespeare and other Renaissance experts, and he makes comments on different popular works like the popular tragedies like Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, where he says, and Hamlet, and where he talks about the concepts of Hamlet and Macbeth. Hamlet is an artistic failure, or Macbeth, where he actually talks about different ideas about Hamlet and Macbeth. And these issues are discussed in Hamlet and his problems. Homage to John Dryden, and John Dryden, the popular 16th, 17th century writer. Shakespeare and Stoicism of Seneca, and for long called Andrews, Dante. Selected essays, very, very popular work. Selected essays. Next, friends, you see the use of poetry and the use of criticism. Another important critical essay, my friends, and Elizabethan essays. Essays, ancient and modern, the idea of Christian society, the choice of Kipling's words, Rudyard Kipling, the popular Nobel, the first Nobel laureate in 1907. Notes towards the definition of culture and poetry and drama. Three voices of poetry, the frontiers of criticism on poetry and poets. Popular, all his essays are nothing but critical essays, where he actually introduced a number of literary techniques. Friends, you can see, and he was awarded three popular awards that were awarded to him, and Order of Merit, and which is actually awarded in 1948, Nobel Prize for Literature, very, very popular, and for his outstanding pioneer contribution to present day poetry. Okay, and Ansith Goethe Prize 1955, commended ordered these arts. This is 1960, the popular awards that were awarded to T.S. Eliot. This is something about I wanted to talk about in this video, my friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and the next video is going to be T.S. Eliot as critic, and in that I'll talk about what are the poetic techniques that were introduced by T.S. Eliot, and in which essays, what are the popular critical essays, and like we'll talk about some of the short summaries of metaphysical poets, Hamlet and his problems, traditional individual talent, Sacred Wood, like some of the popular critical essays, where I'll be giving you some snap notes of those important texts. And remember, on subscribe, share our videos to your friends and classmates who are serious about English literature.